Antonin, John Burke at 10-1 this year. Number 4, One Man, the 2-1 favourite under Tony Dobbin. Number 5, Zita's Lad and Graham Bradley at 8-1. Then number 6, Whispering Steel, blinkered this afternoon under Norman Williamson at 9-1. Number 7, Amtrak Express at 10-1 for Mick Fitzgerald. Number 8, Southholt under Richard Guest at 14-1. And then number 9, Sheer Ability, the bottom weight under Adrian Maguire at 8-1.
Crunch day for One Man. If he is a serious Gold Cup contender, he has to win this off 10-12. You could argue that Gordon Richards' horses haven't been in the best of form recently, but this horse won the Hennessy pulling a cart. All right, he was lower in the weights that day, but it was an immensely impressive performance because he really hasn't got that much experience. He has that one disappointing run behind him at Cheltenham last year in the Sun Alliance, but he's done little wrong otherwise, and he's really sort of strong sort of horse. And today is the day when we see whether he's a serious Gold Cup contender or not.
Yeah, I have my doubts as to whether he was actually right for that Sun Alliance chase. He didn't run after that. Gordon Richards come all the way down from Penrith to watch this horse run. He rides him out most days at home. Magnificent looking horse, this. Really well made, strong. He's got plenty of size, lots of scope. They're coming out. Southholt, Richard Guest first out, just in front of Sheer Ability, the mount of Adrian Maguire. Zita's Lad is following them through. Charlie Brooks already had a couple of winners up at Edinburgh. Then Whispering Steel blinkers on for the first time. Antonin, last year's winner, just being led out onto the course. Mount of John Burke and Tony Dobbin and One Man just coming out. You can see for yourself, great big chest on this horse. Jumps well. I think he's a lovely horse to ride. Always seems to travel well in a race. Gets in close, stands off. Very safe jumper. And this is a special horse, there's no doubt about that. Algan got top weight, 11 stone 10 today, going out in front of Val Delane, stable companion, and Amtrak Express. But Algan looked particularly well. Oh, they're all out onto the course now. Before we join them, let's have a betting show from Rawley.
And One Man has just eased marginally from 7-4 to 2-1. Val Delane goes out further, open at 6 is now out to 7-1. Steady at 8, Zita's Lad. Then Sheer Ability, who opened at 7s, went to 10s, came into 8s, is back to 10-1. Whispering Steel also 10s from an early 8, and Algan 10s having been put in at 9-1. Amtrak Express, who opened at 12s, hardened to 10s, but has gone out to 11-1. A little support laid on for Antonin, last year's winner, opened at 16s, and after shortening to 10-1, is now at 12s. Southholt, little support for him too, open at 16s and in 2 points to 14-1.
Now there in the red colours is the King George winner, Algan, cantering down under Philippe Chevalier. I've got his trainer, Francois Dumas, with me. Lovely big horse and looks well. How's he done since Kempton, last time out, Francois?
Never run since, obviously. Yeah. In France there is no racing. He had a bit of a rest, put on weight. I got him back to fitness, enough for a prep race for today. I mean, the target is obviously the Gold Cup. Today is ends up with the top weight. It's going to be
quite a task, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a task today. Yeah. I mean, they both had a very rough trouble, as you read in the paper.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, remember that the fellow was third last year.
Yes.
And so that if he's beaten today, we won't condemn him.
What about your stable companion, who I think is a much smaller horse, Val Delane, ridden by Adam Conrad? But I mean, on the book, he should beat Algan.
But he's an unelegant horse. We would call it a very rustic-looking horse. But I mean, that deserves. He's got quality. He's a very decent horse and a very good jumper. Adam Conrad likes him very much. And but you know, it's a test today. Obviously, you know what he won at Lingsfield had nothing to beat. But he's not very far from Algan, and having some weight off him could give him a very good chance today.
Forgetting about the Cheltenham Gold Cup, just today's Racing Post, we've heard that, say, Val Delane is the one to be on from the Dumas stable. Would that be right or not?
Well, I think that Val Delane receives in French 4.5 kilos from Algan. It's a bit much for Algan to give him.
Yeah. So he
that
would
gives you the answer.
Lovely. Good luck, might see you here later. Toodaloo.
Well, you've had your card marked there by the man himself, Monsieur Dumont, who clearly suggesting that this is an important prep race for Algan, and that at the weights, Val de Lane is the ones beyond, confirming Big Mac's views boomed out on the morning line this morning. Algan looked particularly big and well, John, in the paddock.
Alistair, I think I'd be thinking about having a few pounds on Algan for the Gold Cup now, because he looks magnificent today. Certainly done well since his run here in the King George, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see him win, despite what Francois Duman's just said and despite his big weight.
He certainly showed tremendous stamina when he did win the King George, right? Barton Bank fell with the race at his mercy, but he was only 5th too from home, and he really stayed on very stoutly, and this going will hold no fears for him. Those French chasers run on ground that is even more desperate than this. This is probably decent jumping ground in France, John.
Well, if you go out to Auteuil, and very often they'll be going in 9 inches and into the gravel and underneath. Stable companion Val de Lane, though he's won plenty of decent prizes. As you heard Derek just say, he's a much lighter type of animal than Algan, and went down narrowly to his stable companion, but he goes in the...
Attracting more attention in a further half point from 6s to 11 to 2. Totally unchanged in the betting at 8 to 1, Zeta's Lad. It's 9s, Whispering Steel, 10 to 1, Shareability. Algan, the horse who attracted the attention of the paddock experts and Simon Holt on the way to post, 12 to 1. Also at 12s, Amtrak Express and Antonin, and it's 14 to 1, South Holt.
Whispering Steel, blinkered first time today. Slight question.
I can see Sid Smith and hear him in the background knocking on a new one, so he's obviously got one that's a similar size and everything.
Put him out of it, particularly off.
Taken 10's bar, and Simon Holt to call them.
Thanks, Alistair, and Bill Rees calling them to order for this racing post chase, and away they jump with 19 fences in front of them and chasing a total of £50,000 in prize money. Sheer Ability is the first to go on under Adrian Maguire, with Antonin towards the inside, and Whispering Steel in the blinkers, surged up, approaching the fence to take over. Blinker for the first time and racing quite keenly in the headgear. Antonin second, then Sheer Ability towards the outsides. They take the second, which is an open ditch, and a massive leap in 4th place by Amtrak Express. Want to be saving energy at this stage. I would have thought the 3 miles here today will take a great deal of getting. At the moment, South Holt is the back marker, so they turn right-handed into the back straight, and it's Whispering Steel just settling down a bit now in the lead from Antonin, and then Sheer Ability back in 3rd place from Amtrak Express. A couple of lengths then to the favourite One Man from Zeta's Lad. Algan, I fully agree with John Frankham, he looked magnificent beforehand. Val de Lane is one from last, and last of all is South Holt. So into the back straight and on towards fence number 3, and it's Whispering Steel, left of picture, the leader in the blinkers. Has tickled the top of the fence there. In second is Antonin, and then Amtrak Express following Whispering Steel, the inside rail. Further out is Sheer Ability, the grey One Man, and Zeta's Lad, blue colours on the inside as they take the next, another open ditch, and they take it smoothly enough. South Holt is wagging the tail in last place. On towards the next, number 5, and Whispering Steel on the inside of Antonin. Then wide Sheer Ability. Amtrak Express the inside from One Man, gets a clear view there. Mistake by Antonin. The rider gathering up the reins neatly though, John Burke, as they head towards the last in the back straight. And Whispering Steel continues to make it. Sheer Ability second. Another slight mistake there by Antonin, who's dropped back to 5th. And now they've got quite a long run round to the next, which is the first in the straight. There's the SP's One Man, the 2 to 1 favourite. Val de Lane very well backed at 11 to 2. Zeta's Lad at 15 to 2. And Whispering Steel currently the leader at 9 to 1. 10 to 1 bar those. The pace has settled down sensibly as they turn right-handed into the straight with well over a circuit in front of them, and it's Whispering Steel just lobbing along in the lead from Sheer Ability in second, and then Amtrak Express towards the inside in 3rd place. One Man and Antonin now pulled a little wide, and then back in the field is Zeta's Lad. Val de Lane just brushed through that one from Algan, and still last is South Holt. The middle one in the straight coming up, Whispering Steel met it well. Sheer Ability was rather slow this time and lost a place or two. 2. And it's Whispering Steel from Amtrak Express, Sheer Ability, one man on the outside travelling nicely, Zita's Lad the inner, and then Antonin and Valdelane and Algan, and finally Southolt as they jump what'll be the last after another circuit. And a mistake by Zita's Lad this time, blundered under Graham Bradley, and Sheer Ability gets a couple of feels of Adrian Maguire's whip, and now they've got a circuit to go. It's Whispering Steel then the leader. He's made it all so far by a couple of lengths to Amtrak Express. One man ideally placed in third place, and then behind those Sheer Ability fourth. Antonin just bustled along in fifth place, finding it hard work already. Algan is getting a bit closer under Philippe Chevalier, and then Valdelane and finally Southolt, the water jump, and they sail over it with Whispering Steel with a good 4-length advantage now, but none going better at this stage than one man. Long way to go though. Sheer Ability the outside as they approach another plain fence. Whispering Steel first, Amtrak Express just second there. One man was third. Another mistake towards the rear by Zita's Lad. They head towards the open ditch again. It's number 12 of 19. Whispering Steel booted into it by Norman Williams. One man is down, and Amtrak Express have been brought down, and Algan very badly hampered indeed. So one man, the favourite, out of the race. He barely got up at all jumping that obstacle and crashed to the floor, and this has left Whispering Steel with a clear advantage as they turn into the back straight. Whispering Steel now 6 lengths clear of Valdelane, who's second. In third is Sheer Ability, then Antonin, who's under pressure, Zita's Lad, Southolt, and Algan, who was quite badly hampered in that melee concerning one man, and Amtrak Express is getting back into the race. He'll be a great horse if he can win under 11 stone 10 after that incident. They're down the back straight. Whispering Steel is the leader, kicked into it again, and he's jumping well. Valdelane over in second, Sheer Ability back in third, and Sheer Ability gets another reminder. Zita's Lad is next, then Southolt, Algan the outside, and Antonin, last year's winner, doesn't look like staging a repeat. Whispering Steel, jink going into it and dislodged Norman Williamson. The accident's beginning to occur, and Valdelane left in front with Southolt travelling strongly now and hits the front under Richard Guest. There's nothing wrong with his shoes. It's Southolt who strikes the front from Valdelane. They take another plain one. In third is Zita's Lad, and they're beginning to get a bit weary as they continue in the back straight, getting strung out. Algan is back in fourth place. The loose horse could cause problems. Southolt takes the last on the far side first. Valdelane second. Zita's Lad third. Antonin is running on again past Algan as they prepare to swing right-handed. Now looking back, Sheer Ability looks like being pulled up. So they've got a half mile left to go, and Southolt, who's unproven over 3 miles, will be interesting to see how he gets home here. He's travelling strongly from Valdelane in second. Zita's Lad, the winner 2 years ago, is making headway in third place. They're clear of Antonin, and then Algan, who's now finding it very hard work indeed under his big weight. They turn for home. Southolt and Valdelane. Valdelane, the French horse, looming up on the outside. Here's 3 out. Valdelane and Southolt, not much to choose between them. Zita's Lad now getting very weary in third from Antonin, and Valdelane sweeps to the front. It looks like another win at Kempton for Francois Duman. Here's the second last. Valdelane touches down at a clear lead from Southolt. Zita's Lad only just got over it and has unseated Graham Bradley on landing. So racing to the final fence in the Racing Post chase, and it's Valdelane out on his own, but watch out for that loose horse. Will he cause a problem? He runs across Valdelane, but the horse lands safely over it. In second, Southolt, who's got very weary. Antonin over in third, and then Algan only just coming to it. But up to the line, it's Adam Conrad on Valdelane. Bloodless winners of the Racing Post chase. Southolt, a valiant bid in second. Antonin back in third. And looking back, Sheer Ability is conjured up another run to go fourth. Algan, very tired indeed, will finish last of the 5 finished.